Hello and welcome to today's episode, where we're diving into the world of dog food in Australia. It's a journey I embarked on that turned out to be far more intricate than I ever anticipated. Picture this. I'm sitting at a cafe in Sydney, having a flat white with my buddy Jamie, when I tell him about how I got into reviewing dog food brands. It all started with a call from an old client in a panic because their project on dog food brands wasn't going well. And they needed my help to figure out why. Initially, I thought, how hard could it be to review dog food, right? But the deeper I got into it, the more I realized it was a complex maze of ingredient lists, nutritional standards, and marketing hype. Despite the Australian pet food market being valued at a hefty $2.83 billion USD in 2024 and projected to grow beyond $3.2 billion by 2025, the landscape for consumers is anything but simple. The pet food market here has been booming, largely driven by a trend known as pet humanization. It's this growing phenomenon where pet owners treat their dogs as family members. As a result, purchasing behaviors have shifted significantly. On average, Aussie pet parents now spend about $1,627 annually on their dogs. This includes premium nutrition options that were unthinkable just a decade ago. I started my journey by visiting pet food stores across Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. I wanted to see firsthand what brands were available and how they were marketed. Of course, there were the big names like Royal Canin and Hill's Science Diet, but also some local gems like Black Hawk, Meals for Mutts, and emerging brands like Ivory Coat and Prime 100. Each brand's packaging claimed it was the best, but I was determined to dig deeper and find out what that really meant. The variety of options was staggering. From grain-free formulations to breed-specific diets, raw frozen options to air-dried treats, the modern Australian pet food aisle resembles a sophisticated grocery section more than the simple kibble displays of the past. Store managers told me that premium and super premium segments now account for nearly 60% of their dog food sales, which is a dramatic shift from just 5 years ago. To get a better understanding, I reached out to local vets and pet nutritionists across the country. I asked them which brands they recommended and why. One vet from Melbourne told me to look for brands that meet AAFCO standards, referring to the American Association of Feed Control Officials. Another nutritionist in Perth added that I should also examine feeding trial data and manufacturing standards. It was fascinating to learn that despite being an American standard, AAFCO guidelines are a benchmark in Australia too, though many local brands are now exceeding these minimum requirements. Then, I uncovered that Australia's unique climate and lifestyle factors mean that dogs here have different nutritional needs compared to their counterparts in Europe or North America. The heat in many regions, the active outdoor lifestyle dogs enjoy here, and even the prevalence of certain parasites and allergens all play a role in what constitutes optimal nutrition. Navigating ingredient labels was a challenge in itself. Ever tried decoding terms like chicken meal versus chicken byproduct? It's a nightmare that would make even seasoned nutritionists scratch their heads. I felt like I was drowning in terminology like crude protein and metabolizable energy. It's like trying to read a foreign language at times. But the game changer for me was discovering the importance of local sourcing and the stories behind the ingredients. Brands like Black Hawk pride themselves on using Australian ingredients, which deeply resonates with pet owners who want to support local farmers and ensure quality. This reflects a broader consumer trend where nearly half of Aussie pet owners prefer food made from ethically raised and sourced animal meat. And in 2025, local sourcing matters more than ever, especially given the supply chain disruptions that have made ingredient traceability crucial. I was particularly moved by brands like Savor Life, which uses Australian ingredients and donates meals to rescue dogs with every purchase. This social impact element is increasingly important to millennial and Gen Z pet owners, who are the fastest growing segment of the premium pet food market. I set up a focus group with a diverse range of dog owners. We gathered in my living room, sharing stories about our dogs and the foods they loved or rejected. It was here that the human side of the story really hit home. One owner spoke about her border collie's severe allergies and how switching to grain-free options from Ziwi Peak had been a game changer, eliminating the constant scratching and digestive issues her pet faced. The demand for natural, organic, and minimally processed ingredients free from artificial additives is a major trend driving the Australian market right now. Another participant talked about how their senior golden retriever thrived on a high-protein, joint-supporting diet. The stories were eye-opening, ranging from working dogs needing high-energy formulations to apartment-dwelling companions requiring weight management support. One particularly memorable story came from Sarah, a dog trainer from the Blue Mountains. She noticed dramatic behavioral improvements in her clients' dogs after they switched to higher quality foods. It's not just about physical health, she explained. Poor nutrition can affect concentration, energy levels, and even aggression. When dogs feel better physically, their training progresses much faster. After months of research, interviews, taste tests conducted by willing canine volunteers, and analysis of nutritional data, I managed to compile a comprehensive list of top contenders. Black Hawk and Ziwi Peak stood out consistently due to their commitment to quality ingredients and exceeding nutritional standards. A brand named Stay Loyal also made the list for prioritizing balanced nutrition tailored specifically to Australian dogs and their unique environmental challenges. Other standout brands included Advance, with its veterinary-developed formulations, and Ivory Coat, which has gained significant traction among health-conscious pet owners. While dry pet food still holds the largest market share, there's a clear shift towards premium, health-focused options, with wet food and raw diets gaining ground. What surprised me most was discovering the innovation happening in the Australian pet food space. Companies are investing heavily in research and development, ensuring our furry friends get the best possible nutrition. It's an exciting time for pet owners and their four-legged companions. So, whether you're a seasoned pet parent or just starting your journey, remember that the choices you make today can have a lasting impact on your dog's health and happiness. Thanks for joining me on this exploration, and I hope it's been as enlightening for you as it was for me. Until next time, take care and give your pup a little extra love today.